times if I believe if aliens really existed. I don't believe that in our humanistic mind that we can comprehend all that God may have created.
But for this historian, the responsibility is to review the evidence and come to a logical conclusion. And comments were made that they were probably dipping stoutly into the panther juice.
Yes, I believe something happened that night, and something happened to that family that night. They saw something.
I think of the fact that the solar eclipse event occurs on the same calendar day, August 21st, is happenstance. Some people would say that there's an alignment of features that would bring this to be, and maybe so. Again, whom am I to say?
All right, we're going to give a little bit more about the aliens in Hopkinsville in a little bit, but I think we might be going back to see what's going on with the eclipse in Oregon. I think we've just gotten totality, so are we in Oregon? Let's see. This is Wyoming. Okay, we're back in Casper, Wyoming. So we're getting close to totality, I think, judging by where we were in Oregon. Okay, we've got Oregon coming back up. There we are with totality in Oregon. That is a beautiful shot. We're just going to look at this, the corona. We're just going to look at that for a minute. And that is the sun coming back. That blaringly quick, the diamond ring effect that we saw there earlier, with the one spot of the sun kind of taking over, and you can see immediately with no filter that it just washes it out. The sunlight comes back really strong, really, really fast, but it is absolutely beautiful. It looks like they're zooming in a little bit. We're just going to let that replay for a second here and just watch it. It's gorgeous. So it looks like NASA's feed is hopping around from different cameras in Oregon because it's, of course, slightly different timing at different parts of the state. So we have the sun emerge on one spot, and now it looks like we're going to get it again from another location. This is going to be gorgeous. All right, so this solar eclipse that we're watching, this is beautiful, but as we saw earlier, humans kind of understand what's going on, but plants and animals are, don't have the same understanding of the world. So Caroline, what do you think would happen with plants and animals in the path of totality as it suddenly goes from full daylight to slightly darker to then dark, like we just saw happen in Salem?
Like you said, these animals and plants clearly can't anticipate a solar eclipse like we do. And so a lot of animals will actually, be convinced it's nighttime, and a lot of them will prepare to go to bed, and some flowers will even close because they all think it's night.
I think that's spot on. So let's take a quick look at something we've prepared to look at what really happens to plants and animals during a total solar eclipse.
Animals always freak out the same way that people do. People scream and shout and applaud when the total eclipse happens, and the animals do strange things. At one eclipse, we were in Bolivia, and we're all looking at the total eclipse when somebody shouts, "Look down, look down!" And we do, and we're surrounded by llamas. I don't know where they came from. When the eclipse was over, they all lined up in a line, and they marched away. At another total eclipse in the Galapagos, we were on a small boat, and 5 minutes before totality, every whale and dolphin in the vicinity, dozens, surfaced and swam back and forth and watched the eclipse with us. 5 minutes after totality, they all swam away, and we never saw them again.
All right, we are back with our live view of the moon covering the sun in Casper, Wyoming, where we've kind of got our ground zero, our mission control, or rather, for the eclipse. So we're at 13 minutes, just past 13 minutes to totality. So what we're seeing here, again, just like what we saw in Oregon, we've got this beautiful crescent sun, which is something we never see, and it's really getting slim in there. I mean, it's been an hour since it was just, eating a tiny bite out of it, making it look like a rounded Pac-Man. And now it's this tiny little sliver, and we're really going to see it disappear in a second here, and it's just absolutely stunning. I think we're gonna stay on this. We're gonna stay on watching the moon slowly cover the sun and just watch this kind of, slow burn, even though it's covering up the burn of the sun, as we get to totality and really kind of capture the excitement there. So let's just take a look. So we're jumping, we still have our sun in the corner, but we're jumping to a crowd shot. This is on the ground in Casper, Wyoming, which is about 10 minutes from totality, and you can see that it's getting darker. It doesn't look like it's the middle of the day. It looks like it's early evening. It's definitely getting out there. You can see everybody looking safely with their eclipse glasses. They'd be able to see just what we have in that corner, see that beautiful crescent of the sun and those sunspots. So we're a little under 10 minutes to seeing the sun completely disappear. All right, we are just over 8.5 minutes away from seeing totality in Casper, Wyoming. So let's rejoin Jeff and Marcia, who are on the ground and can bring us what it's like at the scene of where totality is about to happen. Jeff, do we have you?
Yes, you do. We are here. It is a certain wonderful kind of eerie here. There's a wind that's whipped up that hadn't been here before as a result of the cooling temperatures in the air. The darkness right now is about where you would be at about 5:30, 6 in the evening if all these people were out here just for barbecuing. It's got that sort of winding down of the day feel, even though it's still 11:44 in the morning. We're not hearing any night birds or crickets yet, but we could be hearing that in a little while. And what we're seeing now is simply the disappearance, the dying of the light in the middle of the day. It's quite primal, it's quite powerful. Marcia, you're a woman of science, you're a woman of technology. Are you feeling any emotion, any surge coming up?
I feel that sort of visceral emotion of how cool is this kind of thing. And the light is really interesting. You know, since everybody's in the digital world now, it's like you slid the bar in your Photoshop down towards the yellow a little bit. It doesn't quite look like twilight. There's more of a yellow quality to it, and such a noticeable drop in temperature. I mean, it's impressive.
Yeah. And there is also a very noticeable drop in the volume of conversation. There were a lot of people cheering and talking and conversing loudly, and now there's almost a slowly church-like reverence to the atmosphere here. People are waiting for something magnificent and something celestially picturesque to happen. And it's nice to be a part of it. So back to you, Amy, in New York.
All right, we've still got the scene in Casper, and we can see from the last crowd shot to this one, it's much darker. And we've still got the crescent sun in the corner. We are just 6 minutes and 15 seconds away from totality. So we're just going to watch. We're just going to watch the sun disappear and hopefully see some reactions from excited viewers on the ground. All right, well, as you can see, we are just a minute and less than a minute and a half away from totality. We've just got a few seconds of the last sliver of the sun before we're going to see something truly spectacular out of Casper, Wyoming. All right, this is so wild. So we're in totality, and of course we're seeing the solar corona, and what's super neat is down towards the bottom on the top and sort of in the upper right-hand corner, you can kind of see these lines that look like it's kind of, it's like a almost a physical manifestation of the solar wind, although I don't entirely think that's what it is. But there's one over this kind of pinkish spot in the upper right-hand corner that looks like it's arced. It's really interesting to kind of see any detail in the solar corona without being, you know, a shot taken from a NASA satellite. This is stunning. All right, well, we just saw the sun completely disappear behind the moon, and we're slowly seeing it come back. That was a quick totality, but we're getting now the reverse of that. The sun's moving across, and we have the first sliver of the sun reappearing in Casper, Wyoming. So as the sun starts to reappear from behind the moon, we are also starting to be able to see the crowd again that's gathered in the field out in Casper, Wyoming. They were plunged into total darkness, and now it's like sunrise, but not. It's interesting out there. All right, we are going to go back down live in the field in Casper, Wyoming to hear from Jeffrey and Marsha just what it was like to experience that totality we all just saw.
I will have to say, having seen only one eclipse before, this one left me as drained as the other one did. It is a deeply emotional experience. When totality hit, there was applause, there was cheering, there were gasps, and then there was sort of a universally agreed upon silence while people would simply watch what was happening. That was what struck me the most, the sort of communal quality of strangers gathering by the tens of thousands to watch this event and experience it together. And I must say, maybe I'm overly sentimental, at the end of it, I just had the impulse to hug the people in our crew because we had been here for it, we had done it, and we had seen this thing together. Marsha, what was your